someday I'm gonna make lots of money on these videos. That's what they're really all about, right? No, therefore, political reasons sometimes. Sometimes it's to show, like I have a rap channel. My rap channel is, let me turn this light on. I'm the legendary rapper, Sir Kalam. So I rap music too. Um, we're gonna do running down this protection scenario thing if they were to confiscate all Americans' guns from every law-abiding citizen. It doesn't even, we're not even going to talk about just stopping mentally ill people, okay, from getting guns. Even if you can prove that they're not harmful at all, they're just a mentally ill person, we're going to go ahead and classify them however way we can. Out of all these wide ranges of ways that we can say this person's mentally ill and got some mental problems, we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw them under the bus and we're going to put them with everybody else that's got any problem in the world with somebody, some creep who's going to go in there and do a horrific act against people in society. Um, need People need to understand that I don't really hate people. At times it goes, my emotions go back and forth, and because of what I deal with my own family members, um, that so I get to have an experience of seeing with my own eyes, not just in my own family, but around the world, of people abusing other people when they're having a bad day or when something's not going their way. They want to go ahead and be mean to other people. They do hateful things to other people whenever those people didn't do anything. Have no idea why you're being mean or rude. Um, but everybody has to deal with it in their own way. So how I look at people is I feel sorry and I apologize to good people or people who would not ever put you down or people that would not ever not say hi to you or wave as just or shake your hand in a sense where they truly are a compassionate, caring type of person, at least at the time when they're doing these things, they're just giving a gesture that they care. So I apologize completely, 100% to good people who just want to relate to other good people. Okay, and I apologize. So that's one thing that I say up to this point in time that I don't like about people is that we're all guilty of it. I believe at times that because we're all human, we can't escape certain things. There's has to be some people that aren't guilty of what I'm saying, but we're all human and we all did something, I'm sure. But to take things out on other people because of your own problems. Me, I look at my problems and I'm like, sometimes I'm trying to argue maybe with my own self and my conscience and trying to say that my problems are very mild. My problems are not really problems at times. Sometimes there's things that are made up problems and it's just so frustrating. You don't know what to do with them and it makes you mad and uh, you could become volatile. But um, let's be honest here. We've always thought, I have anyways, low of people who would actually kill another person. So if you actually have it in you to actually take another person's life, you are a horrible person, and I don't want anything to do with you. That is just eerie and it's scary. It's creepy. It's downright creepy. If you hang out with somebody who actually talks about getting even or murdering other people, those people definitely should be on local law enforcement people's radar. And I do mean local as far as like state police of different people's states. I have almost little to no faith in the FBI and the federal government system. All of them. I have absolutely almost no faith in them at all. But the true watchers over people who will put any of us in jail if we act up in public or do something stupid, I have come to the point where I have no other choice but to put faith and also respect and loyalty into those dignified individuals that are very classy individuals, in my opinion. And anybody can change, but I'm not necessarily talking about a villain. Somebody is blown overboard villain. I just have absolutely no idea how to how you're gonna correct a person like that. If these people didn't wind up dead or on death penalty or get life and never be free ever again for heinous crimes, I really symbolically, I mean, my honest gesture to you is I really don't know how society and people think that there is a possible way to rehabilitate somebody that is that far, that has gone that far. If you were able to go back to the scenario and be able to stop the person and keep him from taking his own life and other people's lives, I just don't see it. I don't see the rehabilitation. I don't think you're gonna make them wacko. And it's an element that, to my surprise, is also to my very surprise, yeah, is beyond crazy. It's um it's severe craziness is what it is. Severe mental disorder, whatever patterns. Um, I'm not the police or the investigators. I did try to do some research on my own to try to investigate and figure out what would be a real solution or a way that we can go and investigate these people or have them on the radar to where these attacks or violent acts can be thwarted. If you want to take our gun rights away from us, you're putting all of us, whether it be at a school, whether it be on a subway or a train or wherever it is, you're giving the criminals or people who might potentially try to rob other people or whatever they are doing out there to be a criminal element, to be more emboldened, to know that their targets are walking around there and their politicians that voted for these gun control restraint laws are not out there in the subway with these people when they're getting harassed by criminals. So I have absolutely no idea what people think that Obama is talking about. Again, I've been trying not to say his name, and it's hard because people elected him. I really don't want to say his name ever again. I really don't. So, attack on Christians, it's just, it's horrific. I wanted to say that I'm leaning more towards having compassion towards transgender people and female homosexuals, maybe, but definitely not all male homosexuals. Do I have concerns for? I feel I'm going to stand up for those people, and I'm going to say that they had been violated by other people to be manipulated to be gay, to not have a husband. Women are gay because they can't find the right husband. Maybe part of the problem is on their own self, but I'm still going to stick up for them. And gay people, gay men, I don't know what to say. A lot of it is men's fault. I'm a single guy, and a lot of that is my own fault for not being able to be compatible or whatever it is. You know, I need to draw myself to my own conclusion and figure out my own problems there, but I truly do not believe going out and getting a boyfriend or being homosexual myself is the answer. I believe my answer is to live my life the best I can, not take things out on other people, okay? Try to be as productive as I possibly can. And if I find a mate, then I'll be really happy and that'll be a turning point. But still, until then, I have to relate and look at my own self for my own problems. And I think some of my own problems that I have, discussing and putting people down, well, they don't understand that I'm not trying to put them gay people down. I'm trying to look at this and trying to figure out from my own position as a Christian uh, thinking person. I want to know. Um, I just want to know what happened. Why why they chose that when every man has an honest choice to either be gay or not. So, and whether or not they want to knock it out, okay, and just wait it out and see if you can't find somebody um, com- uh, that's like you or whatever, compatible, you know. So the transgender people, though, now I feel sorry. Now I apologize to a lot of transgender people because all along from the beginning, before I ever said anything negative about their situation and that and other people manipulating them, I always felt sorry for them being abused. So anybody who's bullied or pushed around for any reason, that's I'm totally opposite of that and not for that at all. I'm for people being happy, being cheerful, saying cool things, funny things, joking around, but keeping it clean, you know. So, and being able to have an open mind enough to where you don't need to uh, make people laugh with a dirty joke. You can make people honestly laugh perfectly healthy with very clean um, sense of humor. But so now I want to get right here on the subject there. I just wanted to clarify that for a second. Oh, and I wanted to say, I didn't know if I was going to say it here or somewhere else, but my goal in life, I have a goal in life. People, like, I don't know too many people, if they have a place where they're trying to think in their mind how are they going to orchestrate and work up to your goal or what you're ambitious for in your life without manipulating other people and without stepping on people's feet. So did I spent a little time in Eugene, Oregon, and I'm all about not stepping on people's toes there, if people know what I'm talking about. So all I'm trying to get to is um, I don't know if it's because people irk me off and on, or if I just am more happy in nature, or um, if I think that people are you're not supposed to be scared, you're not supposed to be in fear, and that's really sad if you are. But people I never underestimate people's abilities in society of what they could be possibly capable of. So I've said all along that all that people had to do, okay, to finally help me get to my zen or my end, where I'm trying to go with myself, is that isn't a whole bunch of money at all, but I want to exit society, you know, and I don't want um, them to be like coming after me like Ruby Ridge or anything like that. I just don't want anything to do with society anymore. And it's not against people. I think that I'm a very when it comes down to it, and I'm not trying to be necessarily, but I'm natural and I'm happy. I'm not upset or anything. I think that when it comes down to it, I'm a very social person and I mingle with people very well, all kinds of different people. And um, so, in that sense, I just kind of, I really would had appreciated a little bit of help, and I don't know exactly where I'm expecting to get the money or whatever, but I didn't think it was going to be more than maybe $10,000. I thought $10,000 could get me equipment that I needed, and whatever else I thought that I would need to take with myself to go and just go off of the grid. So, is it against the law to do that? To just exit society, and then you didn't do anything wrong. You have absolutely no intention to do any harm to anybody like that. You just want to get away from all these crazy people who every single person has revenge on their mind. So that's why I don't say these serial killers and these stalkers, these people that prey on other people, are revengeful because everybody thinks of revenge. As soon as that guy he got killed there the other day at Umpqua, but if he was alive, people would be talking revenge right now. What are we going to do to get even with this guy? Our society doesn't let us go out there and just rip the guy to shreds. He has to go through a process. So then you see with um, your liberal leadership here what the difference is between your conservative leadership of going through a process and getting a dictator out of Iraq compared to getting a dictator out of Libya or Benghazi or wherever that was, Muammar Gaddafi, and then replacing him with our enemy that's worse than before, who was aligned with Saddam Hussein, who basically come out of the Saddam Hussein regime as the generals that are in charge of ISIS right now. So it's completely craziness, but you see the difference, the pattern between justice and injustice, but people will claim that Muammar Gaddafi got every bit of what he deserved. And no, he did not, because aside from what Muammar Gaddafi should have got or anything like that from his own people or whatever any of us think, it's the difference between going through a legal process and just being a fat-headed radical who believes that you have the right to pull out or conduct in radical type of activity. So that's the difference. We want justice, but we want a process. We don't want them to say, "Oh, well, after all of that, Muammar Gaddafi now is a martyr." You realize that? Because of the way that they handled that, he is a martyr now. Saddam Hussein, not a martyr. The people of his ISIS can't even call him a martyr. So it's craziness to me. I just don't understand how people are able to fight us on this gun control thing. You look at any place right now that, of course, they're gonna all lie. The liberals are gonna lie to you about this because they're hard and want to take our guns so that they can have more government control, and that's what it's all about. They want to come in and be the winners or be the ones that sift through all this and then come out, regardless of how they messed up the scene in Benghazi. They're gonna come out and tell us all what heroes their liberal butts are, and it's unbelievable. Obama can probe and investigate anything that he wants, but he won't even investigate Benghazi. They want to stop any and all attempts to show how bad of leaders they are and how these guys purposely dropped the ball on Benghazi on purpose. So here we have this guy. He's got a little bit over a year left. We're marking down the days. I'm going to find out exactly how many days he's got left. I'm going to mark them down on my calendar. I'm going to start marking the days until he's gone. And I'm going to pay attention to every single thing else that he does screwed up to us. So he'll investigate anything, but they're going to stop Jay Gruden or whoever these Republicans are that are conducting these investigations. I will keep fighting myself personally from my own personal position, fighting for them to get the truth out and to keep fighting for that investigation. We want to know, we want to hear exactly how 4 Americans died in Benghazi. And they want to take our guns and our ability to protect ourselves away. But that right there was arming a mob. They armed the people that killed the 4 Americans in Benghazi. They were arming rebels, people that are not peacekeepers. They have absolutely no intention to help in the world, save the world. They want to push a radical religious idea and practice. So we here in America have been whipped and have been beat in as far as being a Christian goes, or whatever we think over here, a lot of people, that we can't push our religion and our views on people. We can't even think. We can't even speak anymore without being looked at as an enemy of myself. I'm an enemy of myself. I'm harmful to myself because I'm telling people the honest to God truth of how stupid these moron liberals are. And then you're ready to go make jokes on Saturday Night Live and skits with these Hillary Clintons and Bernie Sanders, and these people ripped us off trillions and trillions of dollars collectively. Some of them had something to do with them being the people in majority that could vote in certain ways to really rip us off by the trillions in truckloads of cash just gone, vaporized money. There to be no more explaining where it's at. So they give guns to Mexican cartels. They give guns to ISIS. They give $500 million worth of U.S. equipment to ISIS. I told ISIS and those radical Muslims that it's all tainted with pig grease. Basically, it's tainted with something to do with a pig or an animal that they're not allowed to touch because they're stupid. So now they're talking their libtarded butts off about Syria and everything else, and right here we have a guy, instead of coming out and telling people, hey, you need to be prepared in your classrooms with pepper spray, at least if you don't want to carry a gun, at least talk to and get to know people that you know do carry guns openly on campus and other places, so that you can see that they're just like anybody else. That you can tell by talking to them that they would not ever shoot up a classroom or other people unless they were provoked to have them to defend their own self. And these other guys that were there that had guns too, they said because of the way that it was, that they were not thinking in aspect of just going out and shooting the guy unless the guy came up and tried to kill them in particular purposely. And really, I think that's chicken shit. If I had a gun or anybody else has a gun, it's their oath and their duty as an American citizen to go and stop somebody from killing other people. It's your God-given oath and duty as an American person to try and stop that as best that you can. I see that the gentleman that's the hero in the situation jumped the guy, and I'm not gonna say anybody's name that I don't have any ready or on in a list or anything like that ready to say people's names. But I can tell you that there was a person involved there at the school that did something about it, that jumped a guy and he was shot 7 times. That right there is what I'm talking about. And he even said it himself that that's an American person's obligation. So think about it. If that man that did that would have had a gun, and you're going to talk to me right after that before you sort through any of the crap that went on there, before you sort anything out, the liberals, because they're in the White House, they're going to come up here and they're going to start right in on me and everybody else about how we're wrong, about how we're the bad people, and that the guy who did this to the people, what are they saying about him? They didn't say a one word about him. The White House did not say one word about the guy. So after 7 years of diligently trying to take our guns away from us, we see more moronic stuff and tragic things like that happen with the liberal president. I can remember 9/11 happening and a couple other incidents that were resolved and taken care of quickly, but I don't remember this much insanity when Bush was president. So we have a guy here. He comes out. He's stomping around about. I'm telling you, he's gonna tell us about how, if we would have all had guns that day, how it would have been a worse mistake than we could have ever have thought if somebody had a can of pepper spray or freaking ninja stars or something. You know what I mean? Something to throw at this ridiculous person, this guy who's a monster who I believe would not ever be, you could not ever, he could not benefit from a rehabilitation. That's my opinion. So I want to clarify in this video also that the guy is not a Republican. He's not in the Republican Party, okay? As far as I'm concerned, the guy probably didn't even vote. He probably didn't even know how to vote. And if he went and voted for Republicans, he thought something obviously different about American Republicans than the Republic IRA from Ireland. That is a mob squad. They are a terrorist organization. They are not American Republicans. American Republicans are not terrorists. You would not ever hear the end of it if they were here in America. But I see a pattern. I see a liberal painted pattern to all of this. And I just want to know, where's the protection? If you wanted to say that the state is going to be able to protect people if you take guns away, and you have gun control, and you let these lobbyists for gun control win, and you take everybody's guns away from them, I haven't seen the protection, yeah, he's been in there for almost 7 years. He's gonna be in there for 8 years, for crying out loud. The man has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. He's adamant and damn right won't change his opinion on what he's talking about. But obviously he's ready to react. He's ready to come out and give you his side of it and what he knows to be true, even though it's a bunch of baloney and it's nonsense. It doesn't make any sense at all. So you tell me, this is my question, if you have all of our guns and you take all of our guns from us, tell me where's the protection? Because up to this point, I've just seen 10 people get killed in a place where they tried to make it a gun-free zone, which is only in a classroom, from what I understand. They were only able to do it because, did you know that I was from Roseburg? Did you know that I know a little bit about Roseburg? Roseburg is about 85% to 83 to 85% on any given election vote Republican there. So and I'm firm with my Republican beliefs. I really am leaning towards the Conservative Party of Canada. I want to help create a manifesto, so to speak, for a conservative conservative American party, and work hand in hand with Israel and Canada. And then maybe we can get a conservative party down in Mexico going. That makes a lot more sense. You can debate and you can argue with this all you want, but everything is lies and manipulated and makes no sense and is completely moronic and a mistake coming from liberal, socialist, or however they want. See, I changed my thing from Republican status to conservative status. That's all the liberals are doing. One stupid to another stupid. They want to change it from liberal to Democrat or Democrat to liberal. Then liberal doesn't work, so then they're a socialist all of a sudden. But your socialist antics have not earned us any respect in the world, but besides that, no protection here at home. Still, 10 people get murdered, massacred. One guy jumps him. He's almost murdered himself until the police come, and then the guy kills himself because he doesn't have enough balls to stand trial or let the authorities take him into custody. I don't know who these liberals are. I don't know who Obama is. Still, up to this point, I've heard all kinds of stories, rumors, things that are even true about the guy and about the liberal system, about liberal justice, social justice, and all this and that, and communism and communists and the Democrat Party, and I have absolutely no idea who these people are. I don't even know if they know who they are. I really don't. But all I can say is up to this point in time, they don't baffle me. They still have me kind of wondering just who in the hell you guys are, because evidently you're not an American. You're not protesting for America. You think because of the things that we've done, we've committed atrocities or whatever, and we haven't done everything that we could possibly do to make America one of the best places that people can live in the world today. You think that we have actually sought out, and all of us, all these people here in America have woke up, sought out every single day in their life. They're trying to make America a worser place. Who's actually making America a worser place? Letting people come in, People go into my state and they trash my state. They legalized marijuana there. It's great. It's wonderful. But I have somebody sitting here telling me off because I'm talking about something political or something, and they live in that state, and they are the most rudest, most obnoxious person that I have ever heard in my life. And all I said when I left Oregon was, like, as if I don't love that place, I said, take care of my home and don't trash it. And the people who live there in particular, I was saying, stay on top of people and don't let people trash my place. We used to always go down to the river. We would go up into the mountains. We would enjoy ourselves all kinds of ways in Oregon. And at Umpqua Community College it's just the same. You could be out there any given day. I don't know about now since they had this guy went out there and shot a firearm on campus, and firearms had to be shot there. Now I don't know if the deer is going to graze on the grass there. But I went to school there for a long period of time, and I can tell you that I appreciate quietness and people not being loud like that, shooting guns off and being noisy. I really don't. If we could really honestly get to a point where nobody has them and nobody fires up a firecracker even for 4th of July, and it's just peaceful and quiet and serenity, serene, just that beautiful. I'm with you, okay? Because I'm all about the animals, and I love seeing the every once in a while a buck would come up to the campus, but you would see more times than not, you would see a deer with the baby doe come up there and graze on the grass on campus, just out there where everybody's walking around in the middle of the campus. And it would usually be on a day like on Saturday or Sunday where nobody's there at all and it's shut down and quiet, or on these Tuesdays and Thursdays where it's a real peaceful, quiet, serene day. There's people moseying from classroom to classroom, when at given times when the bells ring or whatever and it's time to go to your next class. But very minimal amount of people on those days because of the way classes run Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I just I just don't understand how any of this can also be used as a left ball. You're gonna throw a left screwball at me to also maybe be offensive to me and attack me, you know? When that's my home. That's the place where I'm from. We use guns there. Honestly, not all, but there has been some stupid people that I even know that have murdered people. I know I have had friends that have been murdered there also. But for the most part, we use guns. A guy like me, when I used to go out when I was younger, I would go out and we would hunt um, for animals. And uh, we just short of like being a poacher or anything like that, we were just screwing off and we weren't trying to hurt any person. And we wouldn't ever abuse the situation. We would always, like I said, ha- uh, have a reason for hunting, and we wouldn't do it just to kill an animal and just to brag about hunting. For crying out loud, I'm a person that really I can't do it. I cannot do it. I would have done it if I had an animal that was in my sights ever, and then I pulled the trigger. I might have done it before, but right now, and I've been this way for a really long time, is I just can't kill another animal. Like I said, if I was put in a position where I had to kill a deer or something like that, or even a small rabbit, and I would catch him and I would kill it, and I would thank the animal, maybe even. I would pray for the animal, I would thank the animal, I would thank God for the thing, and I would be completely respectful to the situation and not be a pig about it. So I don't know what else anybody else gathers from this, but um, I'm just beside myself, on this thing again. I really don't know what to say. Um, where's the protection? If you really want to take guns away from people, I really am confused. I have no idea how you expect us. Are we gonna be walking around in body armor now? Because obviously he's bringing these refugees over here too that are definitely, if you don't have the media manipulated and them and different governments placating to propaganda and letting these people who are con artists themselves, like the Palestinian Authority is against Israel, is propaganda artists. They know how to set up a scene to make it look like, of course, because I could take a camera, make a video, right? Take it, download it on this, cut out, bleep out. And I know how to do all that stuff now. What I don't want people to see. And the medias and the different governments are allowing this. So I have I have no idea. I'm beside myself. I don't know what people think is actually going on here. How you think making, maybe even taking people like the gentleman who took the 7 bullets, taking him out of the school and just not giving him any more school funds. You know what I mean? Because we've got to have all just people, innocent people that can't do anything but to be victimized, so that again liberals can take their moment and not let a situation go to waste like that. When other people, you want to hear the difference between a conservative, a Republican, and a liberal? A conservative deals with the situation, he wants to solve it. He wants to find the end to this and get to a solution and solve the thing and not make it a matter anymore. A liberal takes any situation, especially this president or people like that, become your highest leader of the world or whatever he thinks he is or what he really is, okay? He'll take a situation and a scenario, and they even say it themselves because it's one of the liberals' mottos. Do not ever let a crisis go to waste. So with that in mind, we know exactly what their intentions are, not letting a crisis or a situation go away or get away or be solved. So the other night I got suckered because it's my home, because it was my old school, it was my college. So I have some bad things that didn't go too well for me there, but for the most part, it was a wonderful part of my life, and I really loved that place, and I enjoyed every moment, and I would never trade any of it for anything. I thank God, and I thank my home and my family or whatever it is for putting me in a position. Now that I think about it, is a terrible thing that happened to make me come to this conclusion. So now I'm gonna feel terrible about it, but because what kind of person is going to say, "Oh, you feel good now because of," no, that's not what I'm really trying to say. I'm trying to say that I had really good moments at Umpqua, I'm just, I don't know. I'm beside myself. I'll lose my thought on that. So now I'm gonna end up having to put a dang speech bubble inside this video so I can go back and hear what I had to say, hear what I was trying to get to, my conclusion here, or whatever. Um, I don't know. It's really terrible. Um, I hate seeing people get put in a position like that. I'm very thankful that I wasn't there. I'm thankful that my relatives that are in the area weren't at school, that go to that school now, weren't there, or weren't in the vicinity of this happening. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to go now because now I didn't have a way where I didn't write my thought down, and I know that it's something I've been thinking about lately. I lost my thoughts, so I'll go gather my thoughts a little bit more, and then I'm gonna go back and review this video, and I'm gonna see what I said and see if I can't sum something up for the comment bar there.